I recently took up a challenge to create one startup in 1 week, and here are the 5 things that I learned along the way. I created CodeBuddy, a one-stop solution to find the best tools to become a better coder every day. Sign up right now, the link would be in the description. Number 1. Creating a product is not enough. As an engineer myself, the first thought about creating any product that comes into mind is what tech stack should I be using, what tools should I be using, what database should I be integrating to my front end. We always look for the tech startups around us and we look at them and we look at their product and we conclude that we must focus solely on creating a very good product. And in some way it is a good notion to create a very good product. But creating a good product is not even half of what needs to be done for a startup. I found that I was spending my energy and time more on other stuff rather than programming and creating the product. Because it's no point of having a good product if you don't have active customers or users for it. And most of the time goes into marketing and promoting the product and basically getting the word out there. And that's why the concept of coding week and marketing week comes into play, where you can divide your schedule into coding week and a marketing week, where 1 week you spend your whole time creating the product, adding new features, and the other week it's just about somehow getting new users and customers to your product. Well, in my case, the marketing needed a bit more effort than the coding part. Number 2, always set up a deadline. If you assign yourself 2 hours to complete a work, then you will complete it in 2 hours. But if you assign yourself 10 hours to complete a work, then that's the time it will take you to complete it. So it is very important to have a time constraint if you want to start a startup. Now the point of this approach is not to release your product on a particular date or time, but using this approach, since now you have a time constraint, you only focus on those features that are actually needed and are high priority at that time. While ideating a startup, we think of the best case future. We think of an app that has everything, every feature that you want, every feature that the users can use, and every edge case handled, in which you are just adding new and new features to your product, updating it, but you're not releasing the product, so you're not getting the feedback of those features, and it's just a piece of code sitting on your laptop for years and years to come. And when you finally release this product, you realize that most of the features that you have implemented, and they require a certain other kind of features. So now all the time that you have spent on that app is wasted and the app is not even in a condition in which users can use it. So rather than delaying the release of a product in the shade of adding new features to it, just have a set deadline for a particular update and try to implement all the important features that are actually required for that deadline, release it, get the feedback, learn from that feedback and try to add new features and implementations and create a new update out of it. This way, you create faster, you launch faster, you fail faster, and you improve faster. Third, whatever that can go wrong, goes wrong. Now as startup founders, we are very optimistic about our product. We are just enthusiastic to just get on the code, make the next big tech company and be rich and famous. We always look for a best case scenario and it is very good to have an optimistic outlook for your startup, but you should always be ready for the worst case scenarios and be prepared to deal with them, because unexpected thing happens way more than you imagine or way more than they should have happened. For example, while I was building the product, I had a landing page in which users can pre-register through their emails, and then I have a marketplace where you can look for a certain tool and there also you can pre-register to the platform. And I integrated Firebase into my platform and I tested both the landing page and the marketplace, and the pre-register feature was working fine in both of them in all the conditions and cases. But when I deployed my website, after 1 or 2 days, somehow the link of the marketplace pre-register got broken, and all that was showing that people are pre-registered for the platform. The emails are not getting stored and they were not actually being pre-registered for the platform. So during that process, I lost a lot of pre-registered. And when I was implementing another feature to it, I realized this bug was happening and I lost a lot of pre-registered users between those times. So it's good to be optimistic, but be prepared for the worst. Start before you're ready and learn along the way. Most of us get startup ideas and project ideas that are actually very good and we want to work on it, but people don't even start because they think they're not good enough or skilled enough to build that project, so they can't build it, which is not exactly correct. Anybody can execute their ideas into a working product if they just get started. Internet is filled with all sorts of resources that you ever need to learn any resources, and that too for free. You want to create a website? There, you have a video for it. You want to create an app? You have a video for it. You want to create an AI OnlyFans model to get filthy rich? You still have a tutorial for that. Irrespective of your current skill set or your current experience or your age, ideate the product, find what skills you would require to create that product, go into the internet, search for that particular skill, and learn it while you build that product. And the last point, always have a business plan. No matter what kind of product you're creating, if you want it to be a business, at the end of the day, you need to know how you're going to make money out of it. The product might be very helpful, very useful, and might have a good user base. But if you're not able to find any way to generate revenue out of it, it is just a failed business. Like in my case, I earned exactly $0 out of that startup. Although, because of posting videos about that and adding tools and reels to my Instagram account, I got a good brand deal out of it. And I made money because of that brand deal. But directly my startup didn't earn any money and still does not have a business plan. I just saw that I was posting certain types of videos on Instagram and there were like engineers and developers out there who wanted these type of resources. So I identified that gap and created a platform for those people. But what I failed to understand is how can I make money out of it? In a very optimistic scenario, when I have thousands of users in my platform, then I can monetize my platform for products to be sponsored in it. But right now, currently, I have no business plan to make money out of it. Figure out your business plan as soon as possible. I would say even before. So that was it for this video and this challenge of creating a startup in 1 week. If you want to check my platform CodeBuddy, the link would be in the description. Although I'm ending the challenge right now, but I have future plans for my platform. I'll be adding newer and better tools to it and I'll be improving its design through the time. With that, I'll not be majorly focusing on CodeBuddy, but would be focusing on creating some other product. So I'll see you in that series. Till then, keep creating. Goodbye.